light and darkness, good and evil. These forces clash throughout time. No conflict is more profound than the one between Jesus and Lucifer. It is a battle for souls. It is a struggle for the fate of humanity. This is their story. From ancient scriptures to modern beliefs, this epic confrontation continues to captivate us. We are drawn to the timeless themes of redemption and temptation. The battle between Jesus and Lucifer speaks to something deep within the human spirit. Join me now as we journey through this ultimate showdown. In the beginning, there was only God, eternal, all-powerful. He created the heavens and the earth, and from his divine light, he created angels. Among the most radiant was Lucifer, the morning star. His name meant light-bearer. Lucifer was perfect in his beauty and wisdom. He was beloved by God, but pride took root in Lucifer's heart. He coveted God's power. He desired to be worshipped above all else, and so Lucifer rebelled. Lucifer's rebellion shook the heavens. Angels took sides. A great war erupted. On one side stood Lucifer and his legions of fallen angels. They were now demons. Against them stood the archangel Michael and the loyal angels. A fierce battle raged. In the end, Lucifer and his followers were cast out of heaven. They were banished to eternal darkness. This place of torment became known as hell. Lucifer, the fallen angel, became known as Satan, the adversary, the devil. Centuries passed. Humanity struggled. They faced suffering and sin, but God had a plan. He would send his only son, Jesus, to redeem the world. Jesus was born into humble beginnings, a carpenter's son, yet he was the Son of God. He was both fully divine and fully human. Jesus came to earth to offer salvation. He preached love, forgiveness, and compassion. His message resonated with the people. He performed miracles. He healed the sick and raised the dead. His teachings offered hope. But Satan saw Jesus as a threat. He recognized Jesus' divine power. He knew Jesus could destroy his kingdom of darkness. The stage was set for a confrontation. Section 5, Temptation in the Wilderness, a battle of wills. After his baptism, Jesus was led into the wilderness. He fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. He was at his most vulnerable, and Satan saw his opportunity. He appeared before Jesus. Satan tempted Jesus with promises of power, wealth, and glory. He challenged Jesus' faith. But Jesus stood firm. He resisted every temptation. He quoted scripture. He declared his allegiance to God. Defeated, Satan retreated, but he would return. Their battle was far from over. Section 6, Miracles and Morality, Contrasting Paths, Shared Humanity. Jesus continued his ministry. He taught through parables. He challenged hypocrisy. He embraced the outcasts. He demonstrated his power over nature. He calmed storms and walked on water. Satan, meanwhile, spread his influence through deceit and temptation. He whispered doubts and fueled desires. He sowed seeds of discord and despair. He preyed on the weak and the vulnerable. Yet both figures shared a profound understanding of humanity. They recognized the struggles and aspirations of the human heart. They understood the allure of power and the seductive nature of sin. Section 7, the ultimate sacrifice, death and resurrection. This is the cornerstone of Christian faith, a story of immense suffering followed by unparalleled triumph. The tension between Jesus and Satan escalated. As Jesus' popularity grew, so did the animosity against him. His teachings were revolutionary, challenging the status quo. He challenged the religious authorities. He threatened their power and questioned their practices. This made him a target for those who felt their authority was being undermined. And so they conspired against him. They arrested Jesus under false pretenses. They mocked him, they beat him, and subjected him to a sham trial. They condemned him to death, a death by crucifixion, the most humiliating and painful form of execution. Jesus was crucified on a cross, nails driven through his hands and feet. It was a brutal and agonizing death, filled with unimaginable pain and suffering. Satan believed he had won. He thought he had extinguished the light of the world, silencing the voice that had brought hope to so many. He had extinguished the light of the world, casting a shadow over humanity. But he had underestimated the power of God. The divine plan was far greater than Satan could comprehend. 3 days later, the unthinkable occurred. The tomb was found empty and the stone rolled away. Jesus rose from the dead, defying death itself. He appeared to his followers, proving that he was indeed alive. He offered them words of comfort and hope, reassuring them of his eternal presence. He ascended into heaven, promising to return. He offered them words of comfort and hope. He ascended into heaven, leaving his followers with a mission to spread his teachings. His resurrection signaled ultimate victory over sin and death. It was a triumph that changed the course of history, offering salvation to all who believe. Section 8, the ongoing battle, good versus evil in everyday life. The physical confrontation between Jesus and Satan may have reached its climax, but the battle continues. It rages within each of us. We are constantly bombarded with choices. Do we choose love or hate? Forgiveness or vengeance? Selflessness or greed? These decisions, big and small, reflect the ongoing struggle between good and evil. We all face temptations. We all experience doubt. But we also have within us the capacity for love, compassion, and forgiveness. We have the power to choose our path. We can choose to follow the teachings of Jesus. Section 9, art, literature, and film, the enduring fascination. The epic battle between Jesus and Satan has captivated artists, writers, and filmmakers for centuries. From medieval paintings to modern cinema, their story continues to inspire and provoke. Milton's Paradise Lost explored the fall of Lucifer and the temptation of Adam and Eve. Dante's Inferno depicted the horrors of hell with Satan as its ruler. Modern interpretations like The Exorcist and The Omen explore themes of demonic possession and the battle for souls. These works reflect our enduring fascination with the nature of good and evil, the power of faith, and the consequences of our choices. Section 10. Modern interpretations beyond traditional beliefs. In today's world, the way we understand ancient stories has evolved significantly. While the traditional Christian narrative provides a framework for understanding the conflict between Jesus and Satan, it is often seen as a literal battle between two powerful entities. However, modern interpretations offer a more nuanced perspective, inviting us to look deeper into the symbolism and underlying messages. Some see the story as a metaphor for the internal struggles within ourselves, reflecting the constant battle we face between our higher and lower natures. The battle between good and evil is not an external conflict, but an internal one, manifesting in our daily choices and actions. It's about conquering our own demons and striving to be better versions of ourselves, overcoming personal vices and cultivating virtues. Others view Satan not as a literal being, but as a representation of the darkness and suffering that exists in the world, embodying the challenges and adversities we encounter. He is a symbol of the forces that seek to destroy hope, love, and compassion, representing the obstacles that hinder our spiritual and moral growth. Regardless of one's interpretation, the story of Jesus and Satan continues to resonate with people from all walks of life, transcending cultural and religious boundaries. It speaks to our deepest fears, our highest aspirations, and the enduring search for meaning in a complex and often chaotic world. These narratives encourage us to reflect on our own lives, to seek out the light amidst the darkness, and to find strength in our faith and resilience. As we explore these diverse interpretations, we gain a richer understanding of the human experience and the timeless wisdom embedded in these ancient texts. Engaging in discussions and reflections on these themes can bring communities together, fostering a shared sense of purpose and connection. Ultimately, the journey beyond traditional beliefs is one of personal growth and enlightenment, inviting us to expand our horizons and embrace a more profound spiritual awareness. Section 11, conclusion, a timeless tale, an unending choice. The battle between Jesus and Lucifer is more than just a religious story. It is a profound narrative that transcends time and culture, touching the very essence of human existence. It is a timeless tale of good versus evil, a struggle that has been depicted in countless forms across different civilizations and eras. This story has been told and retold throughout history, each retelling adding new layers of meaning and interpretation. It is a story that continues to resonate with us today, reflecting our own battles and choices in the modern world. Why does this story endure? What is it about this ancient tale that keeps it relevant in our lives? because it speaks to something deep within the human spirit, a universal truth that transcends time and place. We all yearn for a world where good triumphs, where justice prevails, and where love conquers hate. We all long for redemption, for a chance to make things right, to overcome our flaws and failures, and we all face the temptation to choose the easier path, even if it leads to darkness. This is a struggle that is as old as humanity itself. The ultimate showdown between Jesus and Lucifer is not a distant event confined to the pages of ancient texts. It is a battle that is fought every day in the hearts and minds of every human being. The choice is ours, and it is a choice we must make repeatedly. Will we choose the light, embracing the virtues of compassion, kindness, and integrity? Or will we succumb to the darkness, giving in to selfishness, hatred, and despair? The story of Jesus and Lucifer is a mirror, reflecting our own inner conflicts and the choices we face every day.